Okay, let's dive in. Imagine this. You look up, the sun just vanishes right in the middle of the day. And people, thousands of years ago, used that moment, that cosmic event, to help figure out their own history. Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, how ancient solar and lunar eclipses became these really vital tools for dating civilizations, especially in the Near East.
Yeah.
Our mission is to explore the amazing insights they gave us, but also, the real challenges that come with this kind of celestial detective work.
It's fascinating stuff because, well, an eclipse seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? Sky goes dark.
Right.
But actually using those events to pin down dates from way, way back, that reveals some surprising complexities. It's definitely not as simple as just marking a calendar.
Exactly. So the basic idea is use these big, obvious sky events, eclipses, to date the ancient Near East. Sounds almost too easy. The heavens give you a timestamp.
Yeah.
But that's where the real work starts, because making that work for the deep past, well, it gets complicated fast.
Yeah.
What are some of those first hurdles?
Well, there are two main ones, really. First, you've got the uncertainty about the eclipse evidence itself.
Okay.
Ancient texts don't always say, hey, solar eclipse on Tuesday. Sometimes it's just vague. A mention of darkness, maybe. Was it clouds? A lunar eclipse? A solar one? Hard to tell sometimes.
So the records themselves can be ambiguous.
Very. And second, there's the challenge of modeling Earth's rotation over thousands of years. It sounds technical, but basically our planet's spin isn't perfectly constant.
Oh, right. It changes, like, minutely.
Exactly. Tiny little wobbles and slowing down, mainly due to things like tides. Over centuries, millennia, those tiny changes add up. So calculating precisely where on Earth an eclipse was visible back then needs this correction factor. We call it delta T.
Delta T. Okay, so even with a cosmic event, you've got earthly factors messing with the timing, or at least our understanding of it.
Precisely. It adds a layer of calculation and potential error.
So given these pretty big challenges, how do historians even start? Where do they find the first solid clues in the sky?
They look for the clearest records they can find, even if they're still debated. A really key early one is the Shulgi Eclipse.
Shulgi?
Yeah, from the Ur-Thur dynasty in Mesopotamia. King Shulgi's reign. We're talking Sumerians, quite far back.
Wow, how far back?
The proposed date is July 25th, 2093 BCE, so over 4,000 years ago.
Incredible. And what makes that one special, besides being old?
Well, what's really fascinating is how it was recorded. It seems to come from a divination text.
Divination, like fortune-telling.
Basically, yeah. A famous collection called Enuma Anu Enlil, tablet number 20. It was this huge Babylonian series of omens, linking stuff happening in the sky to events on Earth.
So the eclipse wasn't just noted, it was interpreted.
Exactly. It was used to predict, potentially, the end of Shulgi's reign, or, the fate of the king and the kingdom. It shows these weren't just astronomical curiosities for them.
They were messages, almost.
Yeah.
Tied into their deepest beliefs about power and destiny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which tells you a lot about their worldview.
Yeah.
Now, moving forward a bit, there are other important ones. You've got Mursili's Eclipse.
Okay, where was that?
That was in the Hittite Empire, dated somewhere between 1340 and 1308 BCE. Still involves some interpretation, some debate on the exact year.
Right.
But then you get to the Assyrian period and things get clearer. The Nineveh Eclipse.
Nineveh. It's not familiar.
Big Assyrian capital. And this one, this solar eclipse, is pretty much definitively dated. We know it happened June 15th, 763 BCE.
So much more certainty there compared to Shulgi's.
Much more. It's recorded in Assyrian chronicles alongside named officials, allowing a really solid lock on the date. It serves as a crucial anchor point for the whole chronology of that period.
That's amazing. So you go from these more interpreted, maybe slightly shaky early dates to something really solid like Nineveh. It shows progress.
Definitely.
So let's bring this back to you listening. What does all this mean? How does knowing these specific dates, fixed by events in the sky, actually change how we see these ancient empires?
Oh, it's huge. Having these reliable anchor dates lets historians line up different chronologies: Egyptian, Hittite, Mesopotamian.
So you can see who was ruling where at the same time.
Exactly. It helps synchronize everything. Suddenly you can trace connections like trade agreements or conflicts between kingdoms much more accurately. It fills in the gaps. It turns a jumble of names and places into a more coherent story.
Like snapping puzzle pieces together.
That's a good way to put it. So these celestial events, even with all the challenges in reading the records and doing the math, they end up being these invaluable anchors. They give us this window into the past that's, well, it's grounded in science, but for the people back then, it often felt quite prophetic too.
That really makes you think. If the sun and stars held that much weight, shaping how ancient rulers saw their world and marking history, it makes you wonder, what patterns, what signals might we be missing in our own world today? Something to ponder. Keep digging, keep exploring.